I was fired because my personal business was taking over my 9-to-5 job.
Over the past few weeks, some decisions have been made. Today will unfortunately be your last day.
For the last year, I've been trying to run my own agency. My engagement and attention to my 9-to-5 was falling, and the company had started to notice. I was stuck in this endless loop of starting off strong and then falling off, landing me in the same position every time. But I'm seeing this as an opportunity to go all in, and I'm going to be documenting my entire journey from being fired to financial freedom. The goal is to go from $0 to $50,000 a month, and I want to bring you guys along for the journey. Good morning, guys. Monday today. So I've got my leads back for my campaign, so they should be good to go tomorrow. That is the plan for today. Go through, get all the campaigns sorted, ready to go, any kind of optimizations, anything like that, especially for the database client where their campaigns haven't been that successful so far. Now really is our last opportunity to make something work for them, and hopefully we're going to start to see some results come in for that more consistently. So that's the plan for today. So just gone through all of my database leads. So again, we're looking for companies that we know that they're gonna benefit from having more database administrators. What I've done first of all is I've searched on LinkedIn to find out, okay, do they currently have a database administrator? I've got here the number of DBAs in that company. So DBAs is database administrator. Based on that number, I'm going through here and customizing the email based on that. So if they use 0, I'm saying, saw on LinkedIn you don't seem to have a dedicated database admin. And then the second line, could bringing on a fractional DBA be useful for ad hoc administration and maintenance? If they've got 1, then I'm calling out the person in the email. So saw on LinkedIn that Hanson Gu, it seems to be the only one doing the database admin work at your company. Could bringing on a fractional DBA help Hanson with this be useful? And again, the same for 2 here. So saw on LinkedIn that Eric and Greg seem to be the only ones doing database admin work. And again, for this, could bringing on a fractional DBA to help Eric and Greg with this be useful? So I think this is a really good strategy. So yeah, going to deploy this tomorrow. Fingers crossed this does well, and I'll let you know. Quick update, got an email through from one of my existing clients. So I keep mentioning about the commission-based client that I work with. So they were one of my first clients. They've recently hired a new chief revenue officer, head of sales. We're not quite sure about his job title yet. He's just reached out to me saying, hey Ben, hope you're well. I want to connect sometime this week and discuss partnering on an email campaign for his own company. For context, he runs multiple other businesses in the background, and he's interested in bringing me over to one of those companies. This really just drives home the point of like how important client communications are and maintaining a good relationship with your existing clients, because I've got so much business through returning customers. So yeah, that's looking very, very promising. Let's see what happens.
So that's the first question is, do you have interest in doing something like that?
So yeah, to be honest, and Nick asked me the same thing for something I was helping him with. I don't want to do any more just purely revenue share. In terms of cash flow, it doesn't really work well for my business. So to answer that question, a pure revenue share deal, I'd have to say no on that. However, if you're interested, we can maybe work out some kind of deal that would be sort of like fair for both of us in terms of like a retainer plus a reduction in terms of going down from 20% to something lower. That would then make more sense. So happy to negotiate on that if that was something you'd be interested in. So for context, this was a call with my existing client that I was talking about before, where he wanted to bring me into his existing company to help with an outbound email lead generation campaign. Unfortunately, he didn't have the budget at the moment to pay for $3,000 a month retainer. So he was asking if I was interested in doing a revenue share model whereby it'd be purely commission based. As I said on the call though, this doesn't really work with my business model. I need to really prioritize cash flow at the moment to make sure I've got enough money coming to the business. Ultimately, I said to him, look, at the minute, that's not something we can do. However, really interested in working with your company. When budget permits, absolutely we can have that conversation and we can get something set up. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. As I said on the first call, effectively what we do is create hyper-targeted AI-driven email campaigns.
Because obviously, unless there is a personal reference who I know can vouch for you, difficult for me to basically invest this much, right? You want to sign paperwork from an NDA perspective and all, where you're whatever. But are you willing to invest in a 2-week, let's say, free of cost campaign, at least one campaign?
I'd have to say no, just because, you know, have to go out, buy all the email accounts, get everything set up, get everything onboarded. That's just not an investment that we could make at this time. Friday evening today, so started the day off yesterday with a call at 7 a.m. That was with the Indian software company. I thought that was going to go well, but that didn't really go to plan. They were asking me at the end of it if I could do, like, if I'd consider doing free, 2 weeks free, or cost free, or some, I can't remember their wording, doesn't matter. I just said no, like, not interested in doing that. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that I got up at 6 in the morning to have that call, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So sent the proposal. Based on how that call went, I don't think that's going to go anywhere, but really positive news for the database client. So you would have seen earlier in this video my updated strategy for my database client. So that's been performing really well, fortunately. As you may know, throughout this video, I've been very up and down with them. They've been saying we're not sure if we want to continue because they haven't been quite getting the results they want. December was really our last month to really make something happen. So fortunately, that campaign's been going a lot better. We've got them around 6 leads this week. 3 have converted into meetings. So that's way better. So fingers crossed we can keep that going. As usual, the hotel client's been going really well, continuing to book their meetings, still having a bit of issue actually finding leads for the hotel industry. With hotels, you have sort of individual hotels, you have chains like Hilton, Marriott, etc. So when we have a list of hotels, it's a case of, okay, how can we work out if this hotel is part of a chain? If they are part of a chain, we need to work out the best person to contact in that chain. If they're an individual hotel, we have to find the contacts for the individual hotel. So it's actually much harder than I'm making it sound. But I've been looking into another platform. It's called allhotels.com. They claim to have every single hotel and their contact information in the world. Probably not going to be all of them, but it looks like a very sizable amount. So I'm trying to book a meeting with their team to get an understanding of the volume and how many hotels and contacts that actually will be. But I think that could be very good. So the last thing for this week is that I have been in communication with another company. All looks very promising. They agreed, they said they want to go ahead. They wanted to start 1st of December, which is today. I sent out my usual email saying, hey, here's the contract and the payment links, etc. Haven't heard anything back yet, so the sort of anxious part of me is thinking like maybe they've changed their mind, maybe they don't want to go ahead, maybe they're not quite as confident as they were before. All likelihood is that they're just busy and they're discussing it internally and working out what they need to do for next steps. The reason that's a bit of an issue is that as we're on $6,000 a month at the moment, I've been spending as if I was $9,000 a month. So expenditure's been a bit higher this month as a result of that. Probably a lesson learned. Never assume that something's going to go ahead, because if it doesn't, it's going to sting. Something I haven't been doing is I haven't been running my own campaigns for a few weeks. So it's very important to keep that stream of leads coming through into my own campaign, just to make sure that I've always got meetings, prospects, opportunities coming into my business, just so I don't have all my eggs in one basket, or however many baskets. I just want to continually have meetings and make sure that new opportunities are always coming in. But I'm going to end this video here. If you did enjoy the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And until the next one, I will see you in the next video.